Classroom.
After millions were spent to protect California's citrus crop from freezing temperatures, now farmers are trying to assess the damage.
And the cold temperatures aren't just causing havoc to our citrus crops. How a broken heater at a local junior high is giving students the chill.
Today, Taft High School students returned to school for the first time since a suspected teen gunman opened fire in a classroom on Thursday. 23
ABC's Kim Foley is in studio tonight with how parents and students prepared to return to campus today. Kim?
Well, Todd, it's been 5 days since 16-year-old Brian Oliver is suspected of walking into a science class and shooting a fellow student. Today, students said they prepared the best they could to walk through the halls for the very first time since Thursday. It was a somber morning at Taft High School as parents, students, and staff returned to campus for the first day of school since a student opened fire in a science classroom last Thursday.
I heard the first shot and I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought someone dropped their book. And then I heard everybody screaming and we all just went back into the closets. And as soon as Wayne came in, the custodian, he came and locked the doors. I went in the closet and I called 911 from in the closet. And I didn't know what to do. I was really scared.
It was a fear that had some wishing they had stayed home.
My sister was like, "You're going to school, there's no way you're not." And I don't know, I just didn't really want to come back, I just want to stay home.
While others said it was important for them to be a part of the healing process.
I kind of felt like I needed to be here with everyone. I wanted to be here to comfort them and use, let God use me as much as he possibly could and just let them know that everything's going to be okay and just let us love on each other.
And just a block away at Lincoln Junior High, a group called Vets Against School Shootings stood guard, hoping that students would feel more safe with them there.
We're out here and we're just wanting to make sure our entire community of Taft feels safe, and we're not going to let anything like this happen again. Nothing can stand in our way.
It's just another way this community is coming together as they try to find strength in numbers.
I just let everyone in prayer and let them know that, we don't have to be afraid because, as a community we've obviously really came together, and that's awesome.
Students tell 23 ABC that the classroom where the shooting took place will be closed for the rest of the semester. In studio, Kim Foley, 23 ABC.
All right, Kim, thanks. A business in Taft is helping to raise awareness about bullying and is donating all its proceeds from the last several days to help the family of the teen who was shot at Taft High School last week. The owners of Hayden's Hope Thrift Store say the bullying issue in Taft is a serious problem. Many in the community believe bullying was the motivation that caused the shooter, Brian Oliver, to allegedly carry out his actions. The business has used much of their proceeds to produce and distribute anti-bullying material at community events. Angela Hayden is concerned that if bullying victims don't get the support they need, the end result could be devastating.
They're being bullied, they're being picked on, they feel like there's nowhere to go, no one to help them, and so they leash out and then they do things that they shouldn't do.
The business has also raised just more than $200 that they say will go to the shooting victim's family.
Now, as we've been reporting, there was an armed Taft police officer assigned to Taft High School the day of that shooting. However, he was snowed in and was not on campus. Officer Moises Martinez has brought programs to the school like Life Interrupted, which shows the consequences of drinking and driving, and even brought inmates to campus to talk about how their choices affected their lives. The future of that program was shaky, however, because of budget woes, and the district was in the process of deciding whether or not to get rid of it. But last Friday, the district held an emergency vote and they will continue that program. Now, 23 ABC has a special page on our website with all of our coverage of the Taft High School shooting. You can go to turnto23.com and click on the special section on the top right hand of the homepage, and there you will find the latest on the shooting as well as up-to-date articles, videos, and pictures.
The man accused of murdering a 1-year-old baby from Lake Isabella appeared before a judge today. Jared Ramirez pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder, assault, and cruelty to a child. On Sunday, baby Sophie Lynn Taylor was with Ramirez when she was found unresponsive. She later died at the hospital. The coroner's office announced that she died of blunt force trauma. Ramirez's attorney has asked the judge to keep the media out of the courtroom because he says he wants his client to receive a fair trial.
Sometimes jurors can be influenced by what they see on TV. I know that, of course, the purpose of the news is to share information with the public, and there is, of course, an important interest there. But sometimes that interest is not consistent with the defendant getting a fair trial because a jury can be influenced by the media coverage.
Bail for Ramirez was raised to $2 million. The baby's mother, Amanda Reese, is also facing charges in the death of her daughter. She has since been released from jail. And a vigil will be held tonight for baby Sophia Lynn. According to the family, the vigil will be held at 8 o'clock at Cerro Coso Community College on Lake Isabella Boulevard, and the public is welcome to attend. In Tehachapi, Jacobson Middle School lost part of its heating system after a deep freeze over the weekend. School officials showed up yesterday morning and found parts of the school's heating system encased in ice. The problem cut off heat to about 10 classrooms. Now, some parents contacted 23 ABC. They were upset about the way the school handled that problem, saying they had to hear about it from their kids. School officials say they put space heaters in all the affected classrooms right away, but decided not to cancel school.
They were a little cold for a little while, but the rooms warmed up, and today they're even better.
School officials say the repairs could take several weeks and cost more than $20,000. Speaking of chill, here's Colin with that first forecast.
It will be cold tonight, but not as cold as it was there. The overnight lows on the Tehachapi area and surrounding areas of that elevation were down into the teens, and for about 8 to 10 hours. So that was the problem there. Right now, we're live in Bakersfield with our sky cam, and it looks good in HD. 48 degrees. Winds are south of 3, and this is warmer than yesterday at this time, even though we have clear skies. The air mass is changing as we speak. We've got mid-40s for Porterville, and in Tehachapi now, the warmest you've been at this time for quite some time is at 34 instead of around 24 or 25. We do have a freeze warning effect again tomorrow morning until 10 a.m. Overnight lows on the valley floor between 22 and 32. So bundle up again one more night, and then we've got a great 7-day forecast for you. You're going to love that. Back to you.
All right, Colin. Well, as we've been reporting, those freezing temperatures have been damaging citrus crops all across the state. And 23 ABC's Leah Steinberg's live in East Bakersfield now with more on how farmers are coping. Leah.
That's right. It is freezing out here, and these freezing temperatures are really affecting the local citrus industry. And many farmers are concerned that their frozen fruit will be bad for business.
Many of the lemons, what are here, are going to be toast. And I would say that many of the mandarins at this point would be toast as well.
Overnight lows dropping below freezing for the 5th night in a row has many local citrus farmers on edge. Here at Murray Family Farms, owner Steve Murray has been scrambling to save his fruit and his business.
We've got our crop covered to try to hold in the heat and let the heat rise from the water. The other thing is that if you have a bare orchard floor or near bare, that's good for about 1 to 3 degrees extra.
But it's not only the temperature he's worried about, but also for how long the freeze lasts throughout the night.
In the evening right now, we're getting around 3:34 in the morning. It was getting down to 25 degrees and was holding even until 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And so we were having fairly long sustained freezes.
Officials at the Department of Agriculture are waiting 72 hours after the freeze to cut open the fruit and look for any warning signs of freeze damage.
We'll see wetness in the citrus, which indicates also that the sacs have burst because of the freeze.
California oranges like these will most likely make it through the freeze. However, other citrus like lemons and mandarins may not be so lucky.
Because they're more sensitive to freeze damage than the navels, which have a thicker skin.
And Murray says all of this damaged fruit could be bad for business.
It stops all picking for the next 3 days until people can sort it out. So there's going to all of a sudden be a glut in the market where there's no fruit. And then as the fruit's being picked, if it's, there's a very high standard on what citrus should be.
Now the good news is that the freeze warning will likely expire tomorrow morning, so that gives a little hope to local workers. However, they now must face the reality of assessing the damage. Live in East Bakersfield, I'm Leah Steinberg, 23 ABC.